But I'm thinking and asking myself the question, is the payment always in the expectation? For instance, most of us expect that through hard work we get paid with money. I stand to say, what if the money doesn't come and you worked so hard? Does it surely mean that hard work pays? I mean, you do a lot of what has to be done, and let's say you started a business and you pour in your heart and soul. You do everything that's necessary to be done. You're there, you're diligent, you're on time, you're everything, but somehow it never works out. Is that possible? Am I trying to say that's what I've been through? No, I'm just trying to say, is hard work always going to pay? I tend to say yes. You know why? Let me propose a thought. Okay, let's assume you enter a marketplace that, look at my setting, Kampala, Uganda. You have a certain amount of money. You go into the city where the rents are very, 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 very high, and you say, I'm going to play the game. But it turns out you probably can't truly, truly afford the rent that's going to sustain you for, let's say, a year. It takes time to build a client base, and you're stuck within the middle of other big time competitors. So you go in, you have little capital, you start, you grind, you work, you grind day in, day out. You're there on time, you gain some clients, but you're facing this one big challenge, the rent. The rent is way beyond your capacity, and it pushes you to the limit that you actually give up. Why? Because it's that one running cost that is way bigger than how much you're bringing in. But in terms of the effort, you're putting in the effort. In terms of creativity, you're putting the creativity. But the rent versus how much you have as your initial capital, as you have as your the service or the product you're providing. I said the product was actually small and you anticipated that you could grow it big, but somewhere, somehow, you just cannot sustain because the cost is huge. But you worked hard and failed. Would the failure negate the pay? Because you made a loss. You went in, worked hard, and still came out as a loser. I say hard work pays. Why? Not all payment comes in terms of money. It's not all monetary. Things we learn through hard work are very, very important. And here I'm talking about the experiences. Let's say this one thing was your very first attempt. You worked so hard at it. Let's say entering into a marketplace where the rent was way beyond your ability was a mistake. You learn from it. You're working hard, you're learning things. And so you get to the point where you're like, okay, fine, I failed, I lost, but did I get some form of pay? I say yes. Most likely, these experiences, the challenges, as long as you treat them as learning lesson, you grow, you get paid. So never ever think for a second that, you know what, I will not work hard unless you simply don't got it, you don't have it in you. Then fair game, we let you be. But being lazy is not gonna help you. Being lazy is gonna not going to take you places. Hard work always pays. So I stand by that saying, and I've come to realize that maybe many of us, me included, are just good at scapegoating. When we fail, we start to look at the environment and we say, oh, I failed because of this, I failed because of that, I felt like a lot of it, while forgetting to ask the very, very most crucial question. Fine, I failed, but did I invest my energy and effort and hard work in this place? Did I? Is the question answered with a yes or a no? If it is a yes, did I learn from it? Did I learn from my failures? Yes or no? Those are very, very fundamental issues. Those are very, very crucial points. And maybe someone out there that's wiser than I am has a better take on this. I'm willing to learn. I'm just speaking from my experience. And I'm saying, yes, hard work pays. We don't always have to be paid monetarily. However, we need the money. I'm not saying, hey, go work pro bono, go work for free. No, no, no. I need to live. I need to eat. I need basic needs, which, if you know what the world looks like today, those basic needs require for you to pay for them. So yes, when I go to work, I expect to get paid. I expect to get a return in terms of cash. But my point is rock solid. Even if I lose, as long as I work hard, there is something there's something in me will be more. There's something in me changes. There's a bit of me that grows. And for me, that too is a form of payment. Because if you're lazy, the good old saying, practice makes perfect, is at play. If you do not work hard, you're practicing being here, lackluster. Just being there, easy mode, easy mode, easy mode. And easy mode don't pay, man. It doesn't pay. People may say, yeah, I want to get a job where I make money while sleeping. There is there is something to that saying, but we're talking about something that actually literally requires you to put in a certain amount of effort, and then you say, you know what, I'm going to put in 30% because I want to go easy mode. Trust you me, you're practicing 30% levels, and that's going to be ingrained in you. You're working the 30% muscle rather than I give it my all. Sure thing, sometimes it's hard to literally be at 100%. We have stresses of life. You could be sick, you could be this and that. Things could be stopping you from being your very own 100%. But you have to give it all. You don't have to be deliberately doing things at 30%, 20%, 10%. You don't have to be in easy mode. Everything needs to be in hard mode. So yeah, if I'm to talk about myself, I am Genovese in a country called Uganda. It's in East Africa. And for the past 8 years, I've been in a business. And the hardest bit work that I did in being in this business was patience. But if I truly examine myself and ask the right question, did I apply myself to the best? Because within the business that I am, you need to speak to clients, advise them, give them counsel on the products that you're selling them. Was I surely at my best? No. And actually, it has been like that for a very long time. My excuse was, ever since I opened my own outlet, I'm in a place that is not so busy. It gets boring waiting for that one client and having to explain to them, I wish I was in a much busier place. I would explain more and more. That's not how business works. You shouldn't have the weighing scale that tips unfairly. God doesn't want that. No, the weighing scale has got to be equal for everybody. If it's 1 kg stone on this side and you're trying to sell meat of 1 kg, let it balance. What am I saying? What I'm saying is this. Simply because I worked in a place that was so super busy before and I gave my all because there was a lot of pressure in there. Yes, the pressure was less where I went and started my own business. I shouldn't have put it in my mind that, you know what, I cannot give my best because these guys are few and they're literally bringing in little money. The intensity needs to remain the same. How is that achieved? I don't know, but you do not deliberately say and put it in your mind that I'm not giving my best simply because these people do not meet the standards of what I thought they would be in terms of numbers. That is wrong. That is wrong. Very wrong. So yes, hard work pays. Always will pay. Always has paid. Never has it not paid. It's just us. We're looking for one result and ignoring certain results. Yes, the one result we're all looking for, which is money. And I don't mean all of us. I mean hard work. Let's take, for instance, if you are at university, the hard work will be in reading your books, doing the research diligently, whatever it is, expecting a certain point, a certain result after the effort. So yes, it's not just money that I'm talking about, but obviously you can tell that from how I'm speaking, my examples are skewed towards the monetary end of it, because yes, it's the most important, or is it? It's a very common aspect of how we survive today, especially if you're living in the city. You don't have a garden where you're going to say, I'm going to work hard in this garden and whatever harvest comes out of it is what I used to eat. No, you're working hard because you want to get paid, and out of what you get out of the payment, then you can get some goods and services that are necessary for you to keep living a good life. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm at the point where in this discussion, and I think I've said my mind, but does it mean this is the whole conclusion of the matter? No. There's a lot more about hard work that could be said. All I'm doing is pointing it out as I'm thinking about it right now. Yeah. And I would encourage anyone out there, do not be lied to by people who say that, oh, your hard work is getting into the system and this and that. Well, even if you want to break out of the so-called system, a system which people claim to be a slaving system, they claim that that's what it does to us, then please, even if you're going to break out of it, it's very, very important for your survival that you are a hardworking man. That's got to be in your DNA. That has to be you, not lazy. People don't want a lazy person. So yeah, my conclusion is it's necessary to work hard. Yes, be mindful of the result, but even when it doesn't go your way, at least ask yourself, were there lessons learned? And if you can walk away with some lessons learned so that you grow out of, let's say, the mistakes you did while working hard, the more you try here and there, eventually it works out. So anyone out there who's contemplating giving up and just being lazy, I say don't. Otherwise, until next time, be good, be safe, and let God protect you. Amen.